As a teacher, I know that your objective is to really get the information over to the students so that they can understand, grasp the information, grasp the content, and be able to use it in a meaningful way. But some teachers, they do indicate that it is becoming more and more a challenge to really get students to understand concepts, absorb it, and therefore able to use that information in a meaningful way. I was reading an article some time ago. It was entitled Three Ways to Be Less Boring. Now, that article, it jumped out at me because I am thinking to myself, how could I, in my presentations, be less boring? And I hope that this particular presentation that you're listening to is not a boring one. Alright, so let me present to you the three ways based on what I learned from this article. It was written by Jonathan, and Jonathan is an author and blogger in the field of education. The first method he suggested that we use in the classroom has to do with when we ask a question, we don't just choose a student and then that student answers, but we wait. He says that we should wait at least 2 or 3 seconds before getting a response from the student. So let's say you ask a question such as, what is the name of the trees that could be found in the rainforest? Or what is a tree that could be found in the rainforest? So how does a volcano work, or what are some of the gases that comes out from a volcano? A question like that. What he is saying, instead of simply a child or a student raise his hands or her hands and say, okay, let's have little Johnny, let's have Mark, let's have Sherry. He says, ask the question, but wait a while. Give other students the opportunity to participate as well, because sometimes there are some students, they are thinking through the question, coming up with answers in their minds, but they may not be as quick as other students. They're formulating, they're conceptualizing what the question is asking for before responding. If we simply choose those students who raise their hands very quickly, then we can send a message to those who are internalizing and rationalizing and trying to make sense of the question that they are working too slow and this class is not for them. They can start zoning out if they feel that way, if they feel like they are not a part of or not given the opportunity to express themselves. So that's your tip number one. Wait a few seconds, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. Even at times it may take you 5 seconds. Wait a while and make sure that those students are also given an opportunity to participate in the lesson. The second tip that Jonathan offers in his article, 3 Ways to Be Less Boring, he says, he calls it, do not call me. And let me tell you how this one works. He says that when he's teaching a class, the students, if they are, let's say he asks a question and they are looking through the window, they are looking down at the desk, they are busy writing, pretending that they did not hear the question, or they are probably trying to evade him in one way or the other by probably ducking under the table or something of that sort. He says to the students, if you don't want me to call your name, this is what you need to do. You need to have good eye contact on me. You need to be sitting up. You need to be listening. You need to be focused. If you're looking through the window, that means I'm going to call you. If you're looking at the door, if you're trying to hide behind your books or behind another student, I'm going to call you. Now, I found that this one was interesting. It means that if that student does not want to be called, they have to pay attention. And if they are paying attention, then less likely they will not understand the lesson that is being taught. And if they understand the lesson that is being taught, they will have less questions, or probably no question at all, based on how well you're teaching the concept and how simple you are breaking it down and how practical you're making the lesson. Students are less likely to zone out if they are paying full attention, they are sitting up straight, they are listening to you, they have all their materials available in front of them. Less likely to zone out, less likely to be talking to another student next to them. So that was his tip, his second tip. The third tip he gave in his article, 3 Ways to be Less Boring. And this one I often talk about it. It has to do with journaling. Now, in your classroom, you will be experiencing or having various experiences. He says, enjoy your students. He says that if you enjoy your students, you'll be more likely to take notes of what occurred in class. What were some of the most delightful moments? What did you see? What did you do? He says to record those. If you are able to recall after recording or after looking through your notes, you are able to reflect on what you did. He says you're most likely to do it again. So if it's working, you do it again. Maybe it was something you said that the students, they giggled, they laughed, they started to participate. Maybe they started to ask meaningful questions. They were into the lesson. He is saying, that's great. Enjoy those moments, record those moments, and try to have them occur again and again based on what you do or what you see or said that will have brought that kind of positive responses in the classroom. He even goes on to say, record mistakes that you made. So sometimes you may have said something and the students say, but sir or miss, that's not true. This is what the textbook says. He said, that's okay, don't feel too bad. Listen to them, maybe chuckle about it, maybe say something funny, and continue with the lesson. He says to record that too, because in the future, you may make a similar mistake. But if after you record it and you reflect on it, then you know in the future if you make a similar mistake, how you will meet and treat with it. So those were his 3 ways to be less boring in the classroom. And I thought it best that I share these 3 with you. I know you're doing a fine job. You're putting your best foot forward to teach your class, and we want to congratulate you for that.